could treat this as you leaving a meeting and me meeting you in a hallway, in a hallway, and you giving me advice on how to get the funding. Or in Natasha's words,
this was so something.
I got a cup to eat your heart out, Colbert. Welcome everybody to the Every Couple of Days show. My name is George Mokoena, and I'd like to start this off by giving it up for our band, Zweli and the Never-Ending Commission of Inquiry. Wow, right on the nose. How are you doing, bro?
I'm alright, man. Have you ever thought what happens to people you only see once in your life? Like you just pass by them and never see them again? Do they exist before and after you see them? Or do they not exist at all, except for that moment?
Okay, always so wise. Let's get on with it. Warm and fuzzies. Now, South Africa, what's warmer and fuzzier than money? Millions of it. No, not the type that you pick up in a nondescript bag and give back because you want to focus on your studies. I'm talking about making your money the good old-fashioned way. The lotto. Tatama chance, tatama chance again, tatama chance 700 more times until it gets sad because the odds are really that bad. But not for this guy.
Alexander McLeish recently had open heart surgery and received a get-well card from a friend with 3 lottery tickets inside. As Alexander scratched, the letter game revealed an AWM, Alexander's initials. Then at the end was the word heart. That ticket also included the most important words, $1 million prize.
Can we just acknowledge how that went from the worst get-well-soon gift to top 3 ever? But deep down, you know that man wishes he hadn't given those lotto tickets away, especially when they're winners. I'm just glad that my man gave the guy some money, put aside some money for his wife, and is taking him on holiday. I mean, that just makes me warm and fuzzy. And I hope you are warm and fuzzy enough because we're getting into the week's news. Here's a group of guys that don't have to worry about winning the lotto in order to bank hundreds of millions of rands. Capitec CEO Jens Montanana earned 100 million rand this year on salaries and bonuses. That's like winning the Powerball every single year without having to decipher all the weird numbers your ancestors show you in your dreams. And of course, he's followed by MTN CEO Rob Shuter, who earned 74 million rand. And after him comes Vodacom CEO Shamil Jusab, who earned 55 million rand. At least now we know where our airtime is disappearing to. Straight into their pockets. And you know what they do to spend that money? Well, if I was earning 100 million, I'd drive to my nearest petrol station and spend it there because the energy department announced an increase of 81 cents on the petrol price, taking it over 20 rand. 100 million just about gets you a full tank, I think. But government negligence has finally worked in our favor.
And now the Department of Energy says, well, look, they've made a mistake. It was 6 cents overstated, which means the actual petrol price increase for the month of December would be 75 cents.
Okay, that's interesting. How did this come about?
What happened is every year in September, we adjust the wages for the forecourt employees. And this year it was 5.7 cents a litre. So at the end of the year, like we did now, when you calculate the retail margin, you are supposed to then subtract that amount because it's already included when you adjusted in September. So what happened this time around is the colleagues, and when we're calculating, we theoretically done it in our mind that is already subtracted. So we only realize now when we're updating yesterday, actually, when we're updating other documents.
You'd imagine that with all of the layers of decision makers that have to look at this announcement before it goes out, somebody would have seen that there was a mistake. I mean, of course, we know who's really doing the job. That's the intern, Capitec. But you would think that something as important as the fuel price wouldn't be decided using a theoretical mental calculation. I just wish SARS would theoretically mentally calculate my taxes. Or my boss. She should definitely theoretically calculate that raise that I should have gotten 4 years ago. So, with petrol prices reaching record highs and unemployment doing the same thing, what do you think our politicians were doing? Razmataz! If only you had danced that hard during the campaign. Maybe things look different now. But there he was, accompanying President Ramaphosa on a 4-nation tour that maybe should have been 7 countries. But our scientists discovered that COVID have a late entry to the Omarian challenge. And that kind of changed his travel plans. It's a good thing they gave him a key in Nigeria because a lot of countries are closing their doors to us. In banking news, Capitec Bank has shown that all those long lines you see outside their ATMs are not just for show. They have successfully overtaken Standard Bank to become the second largest bank in the country at a market value of 216 billion rand. So fellow Capitec users, the next time you ask somebody for their phone number so you can do a Capitec to Capitec transfer and they laugh at you, remember, your black card is more powerful than all the banks barring FNB, who, well, by virtue of their name, are the first national bank in the country. And remember, the next time you're standing in that long line trying to withdraw your money, you're part of something bigger. In pop culture, Natasha Thahane took to Twitter to correct all of us South Africans for misconstruing what she said on that MacG podcast.
If you listen to the interview, you'll realize I was taken out of context.
Which, funny enough, brings us to today's sponsor. This show is kind of brought to you by Minister of Finance Enoch Gondogwana, because I kind of need equipment, and since Mambalega is out of the picture, I just thought we could treat this as you leaving a meeting and me meeting you in a hallway, in a hallway, and you giving me advice on how to get the funding. Or in Natasha's words. Lastly, nature has had enough of us encroaching on their territory.
Get out, get on the car, get on the car. Get on the car right now.
Okay, now I want you to look really closely at those videos and notice that there are no black people in them. So earlier when I said us, I really meant the whites. No smart joke that links back to what I've talked about this whole episode. It's just something I thought I could end the show on.